All right, so I saw The Invisible Man last weekend, and it's directed by Leigh Whannell and stars Elizabeth Moss. Elizabeth Moss's character is trying to get away from her abusive boyfriend. She successfully gets away from him, only to find out a couple weeks later he actually commits suicide. And after he commits suicide, she gets $5 million from his will. So she's pretty peaceful right now. She's sitting on $5 million in her bank account, only to figure out a couple weeks later that some type of invisible entity is fucking her life up and attacking her and abusing her. And then, yeah, we have a pretty successful thriller. When I first saw the trailers to this movie, I wasn't very, I didn't really anticipate it much. I thought it was just going to be some type of cheap January throwaway movie that was just pushed to February. I didn't really think much of it. This was a really good movie, surprisingly. I believe that this movie is very effective in making you feel for Elizabeth Moss's character. Whether you've been in an abusive relationship or not, I think we've all been in a situation where someone makes you feel small, or someone makes you feel uncomfortable, or someone just makes you feel like shit. And I think we all can relate to that. And I felt that relationship with Elizabeth Moss's character. I think that's why it was so effective for me, because we've all been in that place before. And this movie does such a good job in making you feel for her and root for her. I was rooting for her the whole movie. I wanted her to, be a badass character, and she was. And I was very surprised at that. I didn't expect that from this movie. I didn't think they were going to go to this depth, this emotional depth in this movie. I was just expecting some type of cheap, thriller slasher, but this movie got me emotionally invested in the main character. And when a movie does that, I think it's bound to be a great movie. So the whole time you feel really bad for her because you can't go to the police in this situation because the thing's fucking invisible. So if you go to police, you seem like a crazy person. So there's no really way of winning besides fighting the invisible entity head on. I think that's pretty cool. And, we've seen this before in movies where, a character is being tormented by some type of demon or some type of invisible thing, and you can't go to the police because you just look stupid. And I think, that's pretty cool that the character, her character decided to fight this motherfucker like head on. And I think that was pretty cool. There's also some really great camera work and cinematography in this movie. The director, Leigh Whannell, always tries to insist that the invisible entity is lurking around. He'll pan the camera to a corner of the room, to like a chair or the corner, and he's giving the audience a hint that the invisible entity is lurking around. I think that's really awesome and really cool to see. And there's something about not knowing what you're seeing is super effective in movies. You don't always need to have this, big budget CGI monster to have an effective tension. I think it's always good to not know what you're seeing and be afraid of the unknown. That's what makes a movie scary, not knowing exactly what you're feeling or what's lurking around you. And I think that's what makes a really good scary movie in particular, is the unknown. And it's also very cheap to make. I mean, this movie had like a $9 million budget, and when your villain per se is invisible, you don't have to waste money on CGI. You don't have to waste money on certain effects. I mean, because the thing's invisible, so you're just shooting nothing really. But when you can make tension out of nothing, you've made a successful thriller, because I mean, that's the ultimate goal really, is to make tension. And it's like the ultimate flex for a director. Like, I made tension out of nothing, out of something that's invisible. That's awesome. There's some negatives though in this film. Definitely, if the police ever just checked any security camera, this movie would have ended right away. Because I mean, we're in 2020. Everything has cameras. Everyone has a phone. Everyone has security cameras. Everyone has the little Ring doorbell things. So that's kind of an issue. I don't really want to spoil anything, but that was an issue in the film that kind of arose to me. But you can be kind of nitpicky with any film, really. And I think the director kind of understands that. He understands that, if there's cameras out, but if he points that out, then the movie just ends right away. So I kind of understand why, the movie just continues, because I mean, you can say that for a lot of supernatural movies. If there's a camera, the movie would just end. So I understand that. Also, there's some issues with transportation in this movie. I don't, like I said, I never want to spoil anything in my videos, but there's definitely an issue with the speed of transportation. You just have to see the movie to understand what I'm saying. Like I said, I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah. So those are the two negatives: security cameras and just speed of transportation. You'll understand when you see the movie. Overall, I had a really fun time with this movie. It was very unexpected that this movie is going to be very good. And I think Elizabeth Moss kills it as pretty much anything she does. any movie or TV show she's in, I will most likely check it out because she's a phenomenal talent. And I'm going to give The Invisible Man an 8 out of 10. I think it's a great movie to go, with your friends. I think you should go this movie with a group of people because, it's just, there's a lot of good kills. It's pretty gory, has a lot of good shots, a lot of good visuals, and it kept me on my toes the whole movie. And yeah, overall, I had a really good time. So yeah. So yeah, if you like this video, give it a like, comment down below what's your favorite scary movie you've watched this year so far. And I can't wait to see you guys next week with another review, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.